Let's talk disaster. Now, it's currently Thursday, so 2 Sundays ago, at about 4 o'clock in the morning, disaster struck. And I think I have some pre-recorded stuff about that one. So, while I'm down here, I'll explain the bit of emergency we had. Currently up underneath my deck, and as you can see, those boards are all muddy and clayed up. Well, what happened last week is that board right there slipped out its nails and collapsed, causing that board, and half the deck to bow in and go crazy. I imagine that was quite upsetting to us, and so we had to elicit some emergency repairs, and it was not fun. And that I don't know if you can tell, but right now there's about 3 foot of space between me and the bottom of the deck. So, and it was wet, muddy, full of clay. It just took a lot out of us. So we've got it stabilized and rebuilt. All this came down, and of course right above it is where our beds sit. So we were on our beds when that was about a 4-hour repair with a 2-ton jack and lots of heartache. But we got it stabilized. Put about 8 screws in each board, 4 in each end. Some 4x4 stabilizers. And haven't had any issues, knock on wood, yet. So there's that. Until 7 days exactly later, the same exact board sheared off all the supports and came crashing down again. Now, of course, and this happened at 5 o'clock in the morning again. So we got under here and we re-secured everything. It took all day Sunday to do it. We literally re-secured everything. I'm going to show you some of what I've been doing. So originally, we took chunks of 4x4 like this, and we secured them up against the wood, like right there, underneath the beam. I had 4 screws in one of those things, and it sheared all 4 screws off. So we've gone in and now put new supports. This is the offending piece, by the way, the one that wants to keep falling. So I have triply secured that with 3 4x4s ground to deck, and re-secured this one, and you can see the mud and the water, and it's not very high. So I went through and I found every little board that started to even bow a little bit, and just started securing them with 4x4s everywhere I could. Here's an example of what I did the first time. Right there. Put a block of wood up. There's 4 screws toe-nailed in, and it didn't bend the screws. It sheared them completely off. So it doesn't help that, you know, a lot of the water flows right through here, and the ground will absolutely suck anything up. It eats things up bad. You can see I've tried to put a little trench in there, but it does no good. This is what happens when you step in this stuff. I don't know, the people who lived here before, I don't know how they managed to avoid all this water during the rainy season. It's brutal. But that was our resounding adventures there. The deck is now secured, I hope. I'm knocking on wood in the hopes that it won't collapse again. Nobody was hurt, thankfully. Scared. But in my defense, when I built that deck, I wasn't expecting half a ton of weight to be resting in any given spot. And after doing some calculation and thinking about it, that's about what we have, is about a half a ton on that one board, which is, you know, pretty much why it was collapsing. So I figured I'd do a short video explaining what happened there, and that's why you haven't seen a video in 3 weeks. My old man hair is going everywhere. Live and learn. That's my motto. I'll catch you on the next one. There's going to be 2 of them this week. I'll do this one, and then I'll update you on our progress. Now, some people might ask, why would you tell on yourself like that about the deck crashing and whatnot? Well, I want to share the good and the bad with everybody. This is more of a learning experience and a record of what we went through. So, you know, years from now we can look back and go, well, that was funny. It wasn't at the time, but in the future it will probably be funny. And who knows, it might actually save someone from a similar incident. I've learned, don't just use nails, use screws, especially if there's going to be a great deal of weight on a specific area. And that's where our downfall was. I used straight nails. Granted, they were 3-inch nails, and I wouldn't expect 2x6 to come flying out of a well-secured board with 3-inch nails, but it did. And we learned. And so we went through and put screws in everything underneath the deck, especially in areas where there's weight. So, lesson learned, we move on, and hopefully I've saved someone else the heartache that we went through.